তোমার চরণে ধরি মরে অনুরোধ করি গোর ভাই সে কামনা রাখাইবা संकीर्तन की जय, भक्ति प्रकरण की जय, श्री गुरुदेव श्री पवन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय, वैष्णव वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद।
No, just take it out. Take it outside. Yeah.
Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Prasthari Shrimad Bhakti Kalyani Keshavai Bhakti Mata Shritaya Swasitanam Chaparine Divan Kesarachaya Shinam Premadani Kama Vichayane Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Krishna Rupe Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namane Vaishnavi Devi Gaitaya Vipavaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daiye Prabhavema Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Murtaye Dinakaine Rupanuga Virudapasida Madhvamakaine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Satsvairagya Murtaye Vipralamara Sarode Padamuraya Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Parayate Gaura Bhagavatam Nirvesasa Janabhya Vaishnava Sarvabhaumani Sharanapayate Namaha Panchakalpatarshya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavesya Namo Mahavanyaya Krishna Premapayate Krishnaya Krishna Premapayate Gaurase Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagavate Gautesha Gopikakanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Harite Jayata Sargopa
Vrindavanya Kalpalumano, Srimati Sukhasasto, Srimati Sulagodadevo, Vesalami, Siddhamano Sumarani, Srimati Sarami, Vamshivata Tavasita, Vakshaveno Soyegopi, Gopinata Shresunyaha, Vrindaya Kulasdevya, Priyaya Kesavascha, Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi, Satyavataya Namo Namaha. Panchakarmakam Vishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavatar Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
गुरुदेव कृपा करते
गुरुदेव कृपा करते
page 36 गुरुदेव कृपा करके last year. Oh no, I have last year. Last year. गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना 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 शरण पद तेरे चरणों में सदा देना शरण पद तेरे चरणों में सदा देना Hare Jai Jai Shri. What page is Jai Jai Shri?
29.
Huh?
29.
Jayo Jayo Shri Guru Prema Kalpataru Jayo Jayo Shri Guru Prema Kalpataru Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Prema Kalpataru Aduta Jako Anybody, please move forward. Anybody, let's please move forward.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। On this very special day, very auspicious day, since morning we are hearing so much glorification of Srila Gurudev, but they are unlimited glorification. It has no end. Even if we can continue in celebration for 1 year till the next disappearance day, It's not going to end. Because all scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, everywhere, there is glorification of association of sadhus. Mahant sevam dwaram ahir vimuktam tamo dwaram yoshiti sangi sangam. Mahantaste samachit prashant surya sadhani. Rishabdev called his 100 sons and he said, I want to give very important message to all of you. The sons thought, what is that important message? Rishabdev told, my sons, Mahanta sevam dwaram ahir muktam. If you serve the Mahantas, the great sadhus, then the doors for liberation is automatically open for you. But if you try to associate and serve materialistic people, those who are attached to the bodily concept, then the doors of hell is spontaneously open. Father, very important to know this. But how we can understand who are the Mahantas, how they look like, what is their nature? Rishabdev said, very, very good question. So Mahantaste samachit prashanta surida sadhavai. The qualities of Mahantas are, they are samachit. They are equal in all circumstances. Khantir avyakt karaktam virakti man shunyata. Asha bando samat kante naam gane sada ruchi. So Mahantas is samachit prashant. They are very peaceful. Surid, they are well-wisher. And they are sadhu. But all these qualities, what I am telling to you, these qualities are secondary. But there is something more than these qualities. But there is something more than this. The prime quality in that Mahanta is Yeva Maisha Tirtha Swadhartha. One who only considered the Pancham Purushat Krishna Prem as the ultimate goal of life. Actually, they are the Mahantas. All these qualities, Titiksha, Karunika, Surid, Sarvadehinam, these are still secondary. It can be found in any other. But actually, Mahantas are one who only understands Pancham Purushat. Krishna Prem is the ultimate goal of life. Therefore, serve the Mahantas. And in that category, Srila Gurudev, Srila Vaman Gosai Maharaj, in all their lectures, almost, they are only emphasizing on Pancham Purushat. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said, Prithvi te dharma name joto karta chale, bhagavata kahe paripurna chale. The whole planet, all those topics which related to dharma is all cheating propensity. Only Bhagavat says this is all to be rejected. But what has to be accepted? Krishna Prem is the Pancham Purushat. So we all are very fortunate that we have associated with such Mahanta in our life, such a Mahabhagat, pure devotee who inspired us in many ways. So that was just an introduction, but now we like to hear the devotees who have their remembrance for Srila Gurudev. They can come here. It's okay, they can come here.
Yeah, and also Visanti had another movie, a few minutes at some point.
That will be in the video. Vasanti. So, I'm not familiar with the names of everyone here.
I think we'll start with the
Who wanted
Arjun
one by
Prabhu.
one they understand.
Indupati Prabhu.
Oh,
Indupati.
Prabhu, please come. Can they just sit here?
Shilokana, can you be in charge of the TV set? And turn it to him?
Yeah.
Ajnana-timarandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurun-militamya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So, Ajnana-timarandasya, this means that I was born completely ignorant. When I came into this world, I was only crying. I don't remember, but I understand that was what happened. At some point, I went to school and I acquired so much knowledge, and I thought this knowledge was my knowledge, that now I am qualified to conquer this material world, and I can achieve all my desires. I can satisfy all of my needs with this knowledge that by my own strength I have accumulated. But actually, when I came to think about it, that knowledge I did not get the knowledge. It was not something I did of my own. I came into this world completely helpless, dependent on my mother and father for every single minute aspect of my existence. The neglect of my parents for a few moments, then I would have had to leave this body. Because without intimate care in our very early childhood, on a moment-to-moment basis, I'm sure the parents, they can appreciate this. They take the eye away from the child for 2 minutes and all hell breaks loose. So, I'm completely helpless, cast into this this body, this sharira, which is simply like a tabernacle meant for my rectification and full of so much suffering. Today I came in this morning and so many devotees are coughing and flu and sick, and I thought, well, at least I don't have it. Of course, a few hours later. So, having understood that I cannot do anything for my own benefit, there's only some kind of illusion that knowledge that I've acquired somehow, this will be with me forever. How to maintain myself, how to make my way through this material world very comfortably. This knowledge I was blessed to attain. So that nothing actually I did of my own. Some endeavor may have been there on my part, but that is only one factor. The endeavor in the Bhagavad Gita, it is described there are 5 factors influencing anything. Now one of those is the endeavor, but there are so many other factors. Of course, the most important factor is the desire of the Supreme. So without His desire, neither we can succeed, nor we can fail, because everything is up to Him. So much for material knowledge by which I can navigate my way through this material world. And I can take solace that, if need be, I can accumulate wealth, or attract women, or find nice things to eat, or have a nice car and a nice house. I can feel some satisfaction that I have this ability. But when I think about what is the ultimate use of this kind of knowledge, that one day this body will surely perish. And where am I going after that? That I don't know where I'm going. I really don't know. I've heard from our acharyas. I first heard something about Bhagavad Gita when I was at college. And one devotee was distributing this Bhagavad Gita, and I got a copy and I read it from front to cover in like one night. I was just like, I didn't even have any idea that such knowledge existed. So, by the mercy of Krishna, we obtain this very amazing knowledge that I am not what I think I am. I am not my intelligence. I am not all the abilities that are inherent in this body. That this is just some kind of a mask that I am wearing. So you call me Indupati, you think I'm English, but actually I'm none of these things. I'm simply given this designation in this life. People will call you by this name, and you will look like this, you will be a male or female. And I'm thinking, yes, this is me, and I am this, I am that. This illusion is extremely strong. I come to a program and I hear all about Krishna, I'm not this body, and then I go home and I forget everything. Oh, I have to do this, and I have this work to do, and I have to fix my car, and this and that. So quickly, I forget that what is the real purpose of my life, and I become absorbed in something useless, really. But this is the power of Krishna's illusion. Mahamaya Durachaya. You are trying to fight with the energy of one person who has created a universe simply by the snap of his fingers. So what power do I have to fight against such an energy? I may think one day, oh yes, I'm doing very well, everything is going well for me. But what does that mean? That is just a momentary satisfaction. And the next moment crushed by some disaster or some bad news or some health problem or some heavy karma to deal with. Being tossed around like a tiny little boat in the midst of an ocean which is full of giant waves. But I'm thinking, oh, I'm okay because the waves today are a little quiet. So here I am, a helpless living entity, but I have been given one ray of hope that somehow out of all the trillions and quadrillions of living entities on this planet, that I find myself in the association of those who are actually not only that, but I have been given the seed of the opportunity to actually myself to go out from this place and go to that eternal abode. So actually I cannot appreciate it. Like if you give one child one diamond that is worth $10 million. If you give it to one child, he will look at it and he maybe play with it for a little while. Then he'll put it down and play with some other toy. Because he does not know what is the value of this diamond. Similarly, I have achieved this knowledge somehow. This has been granted to me in a theoretical sense that I am an eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that I can have an eternal loving relationship with Shri Radha Govinda, that I really don't know. What is that, really? It's just some idea. So when I sit down and chant, am I absorbed in the leelas of Radha Govinda? No. Only thinking how many rounds I have to chant now. When I will be finished, then I can do my real business, which is making money or doing this or doing that. So some of you may think, oh, Indupati, he's a senior devotee, this, that. Actually, don't be fooled. My only qualification is that my Guru Dev, he looked at me. That's all. Thank you, Happy Krishna.
Srila Gurudev, regard of anyone who is qualified or not qualified, is always merciful to everyone. This is qualities mentioned. Hanti avyarth kalattam virakti man shunyata asha bandha samutkanthe nam gane sada ruchi asakti tad gun akhyane priti tad vasati sthane. These are the qualities. If we see these qualities in Srila Gurudev, Khanti means one who never get disturbed with any circumstance, no matter what have happened in the life. All you are CA devotees, you know, Srila Gurudev was on a very big post in a society. But they didn't appreciate Srila Gurudev's contribution and his way of work. They were starting speaking bad about Srila Gurudev. And without any, Gurudev has given up that society. Gurudev said, I am here only to preach the message of Rupa Raghunath. I am only here for that. If you don't like me, or if you don't understand my mood, then better I should leave. And immediately Srila Gurudev left that society. Only something was there in his heart, that I am leaving the center of my Gurudev. But Gurudev said, even my Guru Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he was also serving his Guru Maharaj center for long years. But when they found it is not appropriate to the standard, even he gave up that. Even he gave up that. So, if I am doing this, I am not at all offending my Guru Maharaj. I am following his footsteps, because our mission is to spread the message of Rupa Raghunath. Never get disturbed. You have witnessed how in Navdeep Parikrama, when Srila Gurudev was not having a big huge temple like we have in Navdeep, and it was only a tent. Big storm came and everything was uprooted. It was around evening time and we were ready to, that Gurudev will come very soon now and start program. Big heavy storm. Everything gone. All the bamboos that fell on all the devotees. We all brahmacharis and sannyasis, we just ran there. Whatever we had, some knife, anything, to cut those bamboos and take the people out. Nobody got harmed. Not a single person. Only one lady, because there was the speaker fell on her head, that's all. But only injured. There was no, she didn't die.
Yeah, she passed away.
She passed away.
She was older lady.
I went to Srila Gurudev immediately in his room, and he asked, what's happening there? Then we were explaining, Gurudev, it is like that. Say, I don't know what is the desire of Mahaprabhu, but very soon we will have big huge temple. Even Indra will throw thunderbolts, it will not break. Not affected. Whereas he is even giving so much not advice, but patience to those who are coming tears in his eyes. There was one family. This shows how Gurudev was so much personal. There's a Grasta family in Mathura. They had a son which was almost 23 years old. And he died from electric shock. Early in the morning he got electric shock and he died. The news was already to Srila Gurudev when he was preaching abroad, overseas. When he came back, this family was, they very much want to see Srila Gurudev. they came in the room, I was standing there, and Gurudev said, now explain what happened. And while they were explaining, the parents, they lost their young son. They were in tears. And seeing them in tears, Gurudev also weeping and weeping and weeping. So much personal with them. So much weeping. Even a taxi driver who is dropping Srila Gurudev from Delhi to Mathura, and Gurudev is sitting next to him and asking him, what is your name? Which village you belong to? You believe in God? You believe in Krishna? Few words. And then when Gurudev comes to Mathura, we take him the first floor, and he's going around, he's greeting the deities, parikrama, and then we worshipping him, and he's speaking few words. Even then he remembers that I have to give some prasadam to the taxi driver. And he told me, don't let the driver go without prasadam. Give him a box of prasad. He's an ordinary taxi driver. He's only for money. He's not doing service. Yeah? But Gurudev is so much concerned with him. So much concern. Srila Gurudev, he has a flight late night, and he was very much excited to see a new book. I forgot which book was that. And he said, I want to see this book before I leave to my preaching. So we were working very hard in the press to get at least 2 or 3 books to offer to Srila Gurudev. Very hard we were working. Telling the press people, please, begging them, please, all the employees, please. Staying overnight. The employees were also not sleeping. And we can't sleep because if we sleep, then the employees will also fall asleep. They say, oh, you're sleeping and we are working. No. So we have to be, standing there. Anyhow, the book was, I forgot which book was that, I'm sorry. So, Gurudev was taking his lunch. In 1.5 days almost, we didn't took any single prasadam. There was nothing to eat. Because we have to work in all the sections. When finally we brought this book to Srila Gurudev, who was taking his lunch, and he immediately stopped his prasadam. He said, I want to see this book. I want to see this book. Then Maharaja, we all said, you finish your prasad, relax, later. No, first I want to see this. Then other people said, Gurudev, you keep on eating and I will show you the book. He said, okay. Then he unpacked and he said, okay, start from the beginning. He's seeing this, very nice, very nice, very nice. When he saw Param Gurudev picture, he bowed down, he said, very nice. And then, when he saw the book, he said, you both are hungry? He said, no, Gurudev, don't tell lie. I'm seeing this. And whatever he was eating, he just gave everything to us from his plate. So personal. And he understood what we are going through. Even with every brahmachari, with every grasta, so personal. Hantir aware kalatvam. He was never, we have seen Gurudev is sitting idle. Always absorbed. Chanting. In Bhagavatam, Naraji gave instruction to Srila Vedvyasi. Na yadvas chit padam hare yasho jagat pavitram parigarit karachit tad vaisam tirth mushanti manasa na yat hansa nirmukte shesha. That composition, which is very nicely ornamentally done, but there is no glories of the Lord. It is just the pilgrimage of a crow. Means it is all dirt. Whereas Tadvag sargo granto viplo yasmi prati shlokam bad toyam api yasho ankintani yashanvanti gayanti grananti sadhava. Any composition, any book, poetry, not good words or ornamental language, not nicely made, but everywhere is the glorification of the Lord. For that, a sadhus yashanvanti gayanti grananti sadhava. If we get an audience, he becomes a speaker. He wants to speak. If you get a good speaker, he wants to become audience and wants to hear that. But if there is no audience and speaker, then he reads and meditates on it. This is the quality of sadhu. Srila Gurudev, he was not only speaking Harikatha, he was also hearing Harikatha. Many times in Kartik Parikama, Gurudev commented this. When I hear all these devotees speaking Harikatha, because he is telling anyone to just stand up and speak. What is the meaning of shlok? Anya vilashata shunyam. Stand up. Spontaneously. What is the first shlok of Deshamrit? Okay. What is anarpitam charim chita? And when he is hearing all Shamrani, Didi and all other, Gurudev commented a couple of times. When I hear them speaking Harikatha, I really relish so much. So a speaker is not only who want to only speak, but he also want to hear. This is the quality. So when Gurudev is hearing, even from his own disciples, he was relishing that. He was relishing that Harikatha. And what to speak when he gets an opportunity to speak, we don't want to stop it. Don't want to stop it. And many times he was told to stop, then it becomes upset. And that is true with every Acharya. Srila Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Goswami Maharaj also, when in his very advanced age, when he was getting stopped by his servants, then he said, keep quiet. We are Saraswati Putra. We are the son of Saraswati. Srila Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. We are son of Saraswati. We cannot stop. We want to speak and speak and speak. And every Acharya, I also see Srila Bhakti Kumud Sant Goswami Maharaj. He chastised his servant so badly. Why are you stopping me speaking Harikatha? This is our life. And Srila Gurudev was also like that. Get irritated if someone stops. He getting so much pleasure in speaking. When he see the audience, he keep on speaking. And other times in his room, what he was doing, he was always reading. He used to tell, bring that book, or bring that book, and he's just reading. And if anyone come for knocking the door for darshan, Gurudev said, oh, I want to read. Tell them to wait. Tell them to wait. But in Mathura, especially in Mathura, all these old ladies, they have very old, previous relationship with Gurudev, and they take very easy with Gurudev. And they're banging the door, even though we are telling them, Mataji, wait. There is a timing, 11 to 12. No, my Gurudev, open the door. And she's keep on banging. Finally, Guru say, okay, open. Let her in. And when she's in, then, oh Maharaj, how are you? And she's very easy going. And Gurudev also used to sarcastic on her by saying, oh, you might have came to buy vegetables, that's why you came to see me. Yes, how you came to know this? She didn't came to see Gurudev, she came to buy some vegetables. And she thought, oh, Gaudiya Math is nearby, and then two things can go together. Vegetables and darshan of Gurudev. And Gurudev also said, oh, you came to buy some vegetables, fruits for your family? Yes, Gurudev, how you came to know? He said, I know everything. Okay, you had my darshan? Okay, go. So Mathura is different. Gurudev said, the Mathura people have helped me a lot. I am eternally indebted to them. When there was nothing, I used to go in their house, doing house programs, and they used to support me to maintain my center, my temple. I am eternally indebted to once upon a time Gurudev was very ill. When he was speaking this, his heart was melting. They all had helped me in the beginning. When I was not even having one telephone in the center, they helped me a lot. Therefore, I am indebted to them. So in this way, I am going to repay them by giving the best. And that is Krishna Katha. So anyhow, long topic. Who will be going to speak now?
Didi?
Please come.
I'm so sorry, I don't know everyone's name. Please forgive me.
Govinda Rupini.
That's in the
Govinda
Bible.
Rupini. She's a boss.
That's in there.
Prabhupada's
In there.
Gurudev Shishya.
Vidaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Name Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Neva Sesa Samivadi Pasachade Satari Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmini Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayani Tinamani Panchakalpatarvischa Vipasindhu Devacha Patitanam Bhavanidhu Vaishnavekam Namaha. Please forgive me, I have no knowledge. I'm not really senior, maybe in years and in knowledge and realization. So, I was just reading today how when we take initiation from our Gurudev as disciple means discipline, and discipline by Shri Guru, student, servant, and so in this way, as a disciple, we develop some reverence and respectful relationship with our Gurudev, and this is an external thing, but internally, what we really want is to develop our internal mood to understand and pray for Gurudev to reveal his moods to us and his realizations to us, so we may become close to him and understand him and actually serve him, because we cannot actually serve Shri Guru unless we understand his moods. The relationship cannot be solidified unless we can actually come close to him by our service and humility and begging constantly, please be merciful to me. I'm very fallen. I have no realization. I'm coming from Malacha families. And simply, it is by your grace that I have somehow or other come to your lotus feet. And so this is what Gurudev actually wants of us. He wants us to come close to him. He wants us to develop that relationship. He wants us to understand who he really is as servant, intimate servant to Sri Radha and Krishna Jugala. And so this is our prayer and our goal in life is, please, Sri Guru, please bring me close to you. Please purify my sinful heart. Please let me serve you and serve your desires for me, not my desires. You are the center of my universe. It is not I, you are. And this is my prayer, to come into this close relationship with you. If we are not developing in our Krishna consciousness, it is our fault. Gurudev is giving us everything, from top to bottom. Srila Prabhupada, he came and he delivered us. Somehow or other, he comes and picks us up. His servants, his disciples, they go out and they distribute the books, and we become enamored, and then come to the temples and hear and see the beautiful deities and hear the beautiful kirtans and feel the love of the devotees that they receive from their Gurudev, and then they in turn give to whoever they meet, and we become captivated by this, and then the process begins, and eventually we become initiated, and initiation actually it's not the end. That's the very beginning of being brought into the school of Haridas Thakur and Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. So I've known that from the very beginning, Gurudev has known my heart. The first time Gurudev came to Badger, when he came to the West in 96, our family had moved there just 2 days before. We did not know Srila Gurudev. We did not know he was coming. And then we went to see him, and immediately we became falling in love. And my dear husband, he knew immediately, this is my guru. and I can see Gurudev, we have no knowledge of him, but he has knowledge of us. He knows our past, our present, and our future. And so he somehow or other, we were to move to the East Coast, and all of a sudden, we have a house for you, we have a job for you, you come to Badger. This was not something ordinary. Srila Gurudev, he has arranged this. And so many incidents we can see how Gurudev has arranged and shown us that I'm in your heart, I know your desires, your deepest desires, and I've come to help you. And so this is his mercy and his power and what he wants to give to us. And so I'm praying that I can always be in the association of the sadhus and can somehow develop a service mood and somehow develop some kind of humility to stay and to actually develop some taste for chanting the holy name and somehow be able to serve in a proper way that he wants me to serve. Because I cannot depend on my own power. I have no power. It is all his grace. And he gives everything to those who actually surrender in humility.
It's called complete surrender to Guru. Everything by his grace. Shri Jiva Goswami Pad in Sandarbhas, he quoted one shloka. Anukampa chapur nasmin swasmin seva dikasha sampadaka sevakadeshu sevya sobhagya sampadaka bhagavad atmai tad upkar ichha. He's saying just like Bhagwan is complete, his devotee Guru is also complete. Bhagwan is Atma Ram Atma Kam. He's self-satisfied. He don't need anyone to assist him. But still, he exhibit, oh, I'm in need of you. Lord Ram, he don't need anyone to cross the ocean. He's the one who can even cross all of us from the material ocean. But now he's showing his helpless mood that I need support of monkeys, support of Hanuman, support of Sugriv. I want to cross this ocean. Yeah? What is this? This is called Anukampa. Anukampa means compassion. Means he is complete, but still he is showing I am incomplete. Why? To give the mood of service to his associates. Because they can extract, by serving their Ishta, their worshipable, they extract that loving mood. And reciprocation of bliss come in that service mood. This is the mood of Bhagwan wants to give to his associates. And similarly it is with Gurudev. Brahmand tarite shakti dhare jane jane. Each and every acharya has potency to deliver the whole universe. But still what they say, oh, without you I cannot accomplish my preaching. Without you I cannot translate my books. Without you, I would have not preached there. This is, if we take these words very seriously, this is chalana. You know chalana? Cheating. We have to be aware, we should not get cheated by the words. Oh Gurudev, in the morning he told truth. Yes, I was the one who created that field, that platform for Gurudev, and that's why he accomplished his preaching. Very successful. And he told in the assembly, because of him, I did this. Because of him, I did this. He is complete. He can deliver the whole universe. But this is anukampa, compassion. Even though it's complete, but still he shows, no, I'm not. I need your support. I need your support. Oh, you are doing this. You are doing this. To give a service opportunity to everyone. Generous, most generous person. Bhuri da jana, bhuri da jana, bhuri da jana. Generous. Prahlad Maharaj told Bhagavatam, Prayana Dev Munyo Samukti Kama Monam Charanti Vijne Naparartha Nishta. Mostly Munis, they only think of their deliverance. But I am not miser like them. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada also, he quoted this verse many times, that I am not miser. And the same sequence, Param Gurudev and Srila Gurudev and Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Taking all these pains, knocking our heart, coming to us. Because they are not miser, they are generous. They are Bhuri Dajana. They are Bhuri Dajana. This is called Anukampa, compassion. Oh, if he has not worked in the books, I would have not published my books. Every area, Gurudev is complete and perfect because he is from that abode. I am not saying this, I am a conditioned soul. I cannot even judge his identity, no qualification. We have just seen Gurudev, his body. As Param Gurudev told, when he was being glorified by his godbrothers, that Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Vinod Bihari Brahmachari, how nicely you took care of your Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And in humbleness, in humility, Param Gurudev said, oh, it is just like Ravan kidnapped the shadow Sita. The internal potency of Lord Ram, the original Sita got hidden by Yog Maya, and she only exhibited the shadow Sita. So in this way, when I was trying to serve my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he exhibited the external form. I was only able to touch his external form. I was not even qualified to understand what is the interesting mood of my Guru Maharaj. He used to say like that. So Srila Gurudev also. We are conditioned soul. How we can glorify him with this broken language? With limited concept. But as she was explaining, how we can understand Gurudev? Only a Guru can judge Guru. To understand Guru, Gurudev many times told this. I am understanding what my Guru Maharaj has given to this world. Without becoming Guru, you cannot understand the mood of Guru. Many times Gurudev said this. That does not mean we start becoming Gurus and to understand what is his mood. But aprakrit vastu nahi prakrit gochar. Only a prakrit, transcendental person can understand the transcendental person. So Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, he glorified Srila Gurudev. Again, I explained this yesterday. There is 17 years of difference between Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj got Harinam and Srila Gurudev got Harinam. 17 years. Srila Vaman Goswami was so senior to Gurudev. But how much he is glorifying his junior godbrother. And Srila Gurudev is always telling, Vaman Maharaj is my Shiksha Guru. And everywhere, all over the world, his pictures, Trikura Maharaj, Vaman Maharaj pictures has to be in the altar. Because they are my Shiksha Guru. He is giving so much regard. And in return, Srila Trikura Goswami Maharaj and Vaman Goswami Maharaj also. Vaman Goswami Maharaj told Gurudev, you are
to Gurudev, you are Keshav Priya. You are Keshav Priya. I am not Keshav Priya. Understand Keshav Priya? You are very dear to you, Param Gurudev. Because Param Gurudev, once upon a time he made a list of his dear disciples and did not put Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj not at all in that list. He didn't put Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj in that list. Once upon a time he made a list, who are my dear disciples, and there was not a name of Vaman Goswami Maharaj. And when Srila Vaman Goswami saw this list, he came to Param Gurudev and he said, why my name is not there? How we can understand this dealing? The nature, Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, who is so grave, totally aloof from Pratishtha, name and fame, how he can just come to Param Guru and say, why my name is not there? What is this dealing? Transcendental dealing. Param Gurudev was not putting his name in that list because Param Gurudev is thinking, Vaman Maharaj is disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada. How I can address him as my disciple? He is disciple of my Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. So I cannot write his name in the list of my disciples. He is more than that. But then why Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj came and tried to insist Param Gurudev to write my name? He said, please don't give this honor to me that I am disciple of Prabhupada. I am your disciple. I only got Harinam from Prabhupada. But under your guidance, I learned everything. You have given me everything. So I want my name to be there. I am your dear disciple. This is transcendental thing. So Keshav Priya. Sri Vaman Goswami Maharaj is addressing Gurudev as Keshav Priya. You are the dearmost disciple of Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj because you are carrying his message. And what is his message? I'm sorry, I'm just taking some time. I'm not able to stop myself. This is my bad nature. Excuse me. So, what is Param Gurudev's mood? Radha Chinta Niveshinam Yasya Kanti Vilopita Shri Krishna Charanam Vande Radha Lingitam Vigraham. He established Mahaprabhu, Radharani and Krishna white everywhere. We all know this. This mood of Param Gurudev. And mood of Param Gurudev is not his individual mood. It is a mood of his Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Because once upon a time, one devotee was, Srila Prabhupada asked his disciple to recite some Harikatha related to Rasa Leela. And in his recitation, he spoke some verses of Rasa Leela. Sacha menem tadatmanam varishtam savyoshitam hitu gopi kama aso bhajate priya tato gatvam vanam desham drikta kesham aburvit na pareham chalitum nae mam yatra tepana evam uktam priyam ahas kand uraite etim tatash antarde Krishna savadu anvatapte. In essence, the meaning is, Radharani said, Krishna, I cannot walk further. Then Krishna said, come on my shoulders. And when Krishna bent, he disappeared. And then Radharani, she is weeping and lamenting. Hanath Raman Preshta Kwasi Kwasi Mahabhuja. Where are you, Krishna, my beloved? Where are you? Please extend your darshan to me. I am your maid servant. In so much separation, she is weeping. When Prabhupada heard this, immediately he was in different absorption. He stopped. Stop it, stop it. I can't even hear this. Giving pain to my heart. That my mistress, my Swamini Radharani is feeling separation from Krishna. Rather, I would like to hear a different shloka. And he took shloka from Geet Govinda, from Vasanta Ras by Jayadev Goswami. Ki itas tatat anusmritya anangavan khin manasa Kritanutapa sakalandi nandi tatant kunde vishad madhav. Radharani has left Rasa Leela and Madhav, Krishna is feeling separation. And Krishna is weeping, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. And his complexion is changed. Radha Chinta Niveshanam, Yasya Kanti Vilokita. Because Srila Bhakti Thakur said, Krishna Viraye Radhika Dasha Amito Sahite Nadi. I cannot bear this. That Radharani is feeling separation from Krishna, I cannot bear this. But Krishna is feeling separation of Radharani, it is a matter of joy. So Param Gurudev highlighted this, his mood in installing his deities. And this is the mood of Srila Gurudev. What is that? The predominance of Radharani. The qualities of Radharani surpasses the quality of everyone. And that's why he was preaching, speaking this. Ujjwal Nilmani, Bhakti Swami Sindhu, Lalit Madhav, Vidagdha Madhav. We never ever heard before. Never ever heard before. I was hearing some devotees glorifying Gurudev, and he was from ISKCON many years preaching, very fluent in preaching. And Gurudev asked this question. What is mentioned in, can you tell what is mentioned in Ujjwal Nilmani? And he said, Gurudev, how can I answer? This is not been taught to us. This is out of syllabus. This is out of syllabus there. The qualities of Radharani. 26 qualities of Radharani explained by Rupa Goswami. Charu Subhagya Rekhadya Gandodmanit Madhava Sangeet Parasara Vigya Ramya Vak Narva Pandita Vinit Karuna Purna Vidagdha Pattanvita Lajja Shil Sumaradaya Dharya Gambhir Shalani Suvilas Mahabhav Parmotkarsh Tarshani Gokul Prem Vasati Jagat Shreni Jagat Lasa Guru Arpita Guru Sneha Sati Panati Vash Krishna Prayavali Mukhya Santat Ashra Keshava. 26 qualities of Radharani. Gurudev explaining this in detail, each and every quality. Keshav Priya. Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj addressed Gurudev as, you are Keshav Priya. You are carrying this mood and the message of Param Gurudev, and you spreading this. So you are very dear to our Guru Maharaj. And Vaikunt Varta Vahak. You are carrying this Vaikunt Varta, the message of Vaikuntha. What is that message of Vaikuntha? Vaikuntha means something beyond Vaikuntha. Because Vaikuntha Adde Ye Leela Nahi Prachar Se Leela Koriva Jate Mor Chamatkar. Chaitanya Charitamrita Kaviraj Goswami says, those pastimes which were not even manifested, they are there, but in the mood form. That pastimes I will expand when I come to this planet. And Gurudev was all the time explaining this. Killing demons. What is the significance of killing demons? Krishna went to Mathura. Krishna went to Dwarika. Only a mood is there. And that mood is take an actual form when Krishna comes here. This is the speciality of our Gurudev. Otherwise, we would have never learned this if Gurudev would have not come in our life and generously, Bhurida Jana, assuming this quality of Bhurida Jana, the best donor and the best donor. Srila Gurudev ki Jai.
Oh, we could do a video or any of the devotees.
Yes. Didi, video now, please.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But our celebration will go more tomorrow, day after. What happened? She want to speak?
They can speak. Because we are on track, or they will speak, keep them moment to Gurudev. You want it? You can speak Vedanta Sutra and so many people, Advaita Prabhu, our Arjuna also, you can speak something. Who wanted? They can.
They're showing the movie first?
You wanted?
You can show movie first, Didi.
This is Siddhanti's offering is the movie.
Vasanti Didi offering is a movie.
No, she has
Yeah, that's not taking the
A
place.
few minutes of the movie and then speak.
You go ahead and play the movie.
Yes.
Was that Shiltraka mark towards that, or was that still Shiltraka? Okay, I couldn't see, it was a little blurry.
Srila Gurudev ki.
Yeah.
Please come. Come, bro, come.
He's been with Gurudev since he was a little boy.
Oh.
We have pictures to prove it.
Yeah.
That's all.
And videos.
And he carried Gurudev too.
Acha. ज्ञानं शलाभय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः विष्णुपदाय हरिकाय शिष्णाय भक्तिवेदान्त नामिने. Actually, the memory that I wanted to share with you was actually one of a feeling of intense separation and regret, because when I was very young, my mother, Srimati Vinodvani, she's got the close association of Srila Gurudev, and somehow encouraged me or told me you should go. It was something along those lines, and I didn't really know. I was only 15 years old. I didn't really have some
vast understanding, but I went to attend Parikrama with Srila Gurudev back in, I think it was 95, and then again in 96, or it might have been 96, 97, I can't remember. And at one point I even stayed in the mutt for some months, and Srila Gurudev was just very open and giving his blessings, and somehow or other he accepted me, and I remember doing Harinam from Gurudev and Govardhan. It was just somehow that moment, just, I don't know how I deserved it. My mind was 1,000 miles away at 16 years old, and I was just totally not prepared. But somehow Gurudev gave me some mercy, and even though I had no qualification. And one of my journeys is actually, I saw Gurudev when he came here in about 2001 or 2002 to Alachua, but after that I didn't see him very much. And then when my brother and I were in Navadvip in 2009, we went to go see Sri Gurudev at the mutt there, and I was so excited to see him. I hadn't seen him in so many years, and he didn't recognize me, and I was so heartbroken. But then I realized this is my karma. This is my fault for not coming regularly, and I just had.
You didn't recognize.
Yes, of course. And so I was thinking this. I had some pride. Gurudev remember me, and then Mother Maharaj saying, "Oh, it's Vinod Bhatni's sons," and and I was just thinking, God, this is my mercy that you smashed my pride, my good fortunes. I had no control over that, my parents and so forth. So, but and then I was spent so many years living up in Washington D.C. and I was feeling some unhappiness with my life. I had a great job and a great house, and I was really materially very successful, but I was completely miserable and unhappy. And I didn't understand that. At some time, some people would tell me, maybe you should be more involved spiritually, or you should chant more. And so finally I realized the reason I was miserable is because I was not practicing Krishna consciousness seriously, practicing my sadhana, and also I wasn't in the association of devotees. And so when I took a year to go travel I went to go see Srila Gurudev Samadhi Mandir, and I was just crying and crying. And so coming here, even last year, I missed the festival. I don't know where my mind was, but I'm trying every moment to try and rededicate myself and beg forgiveness from Srila Gurudev for all my failures. Dhanyavad.
I have one tiny story about something he reminded me of. Raj Mohan Prabhu, in his beautiful sentiment, reminded me of one incident with Srila Gurudev in Australia in 1997. It was his first time there. And one ISKCON devotee had heard not to go. He'd been warned not to go. But he and his wife thought that, well, let's just check it out. So she immediately fell in love with Srila Gurudev, as just like Govinda Rupini mentioned. But the husband, because of all the bad propaganda he'd heard, he was very careful and cautious. So Gurudev was giving a lot of attention in reciprocation to the wife, Ujjwala, and he wasn't giving attention to the husband and reciprocating with the husband's hesitancy. But every night that the devotee was hearing Gurudev's lectures and going to his darshans, he became more and more attached. But Gurudev was still very not paying him any attention. So by the end of it, when it was Gurudev's last day, he was going mad that I adore you, I surrender to you, why don't you give me any attention? So at the last minute, Gurudev looked at him and said, I'm working on you.
So, there was one boy in Delhi, very poor. And you all know Gurudev used to go for morning walk in the morning, after Mangal Aarti. So there are many rich disciples with big cars, branded. They always want to have Gurudev sit in their car, and they are very fond of drive to Gurudev to take him for a park. Then there was a boy, poor. He had a second-hand old car, without even AC, aircon. Everyone is sitting outside Gurudev's room and chanting. The moment Gurudev, they were waiting for the moment the door will open and Gurudev come out. This boy was feeling reluctant, hesitant, and he was far distance, not with other devotees, because he was having some, I'm poor, I cannot sit with them. So he's chanting Hare Krishna. In his heart, he's thinking, every day all these devotees are so fortunate. They're taking Gurudev in their car. Gurudev sitting next to them. How fortunate they are. Can in this one lifetime, at least in one lifetime, can it happen that Gurudev will sit in my car and will sit next to me and I can drive for him? Is this possible? He's just chanting and he's thinking. But after a while he's saying, foolish, why are you thinking like this? How can Gurudev sit in your car? They all have such nice big cars and they all serve Gurudev so much. You foolish mind, you're not even so much dedicated and serve him. So he's just on and off, he's just thinking like that. And then after maybe like 20 or 50 minutes, the door opened, everyone say, oh Gurudev ki jai, and paid obeisance to him. And Gurudev came down the ground floor and everyone is running to open their cars because everyone wants Gurudev to sit in their car. All the gates are open. And Gurudev has his glasses, he's like, and he's focusing on that boy who was not even close to him, he was far. And Gurudev with his glass, he said, come here. This happened in Delhi, not Janakpuri. Come here. This boy came. They all have cars. You don't have any car? I said, yes, Gurudev, I have car. So where is your car? They're taking me, every day they're taking me for morning walk. Can't you drive for me? Can't I sit in your car? And he was like, tears and what? It was only in my heart, in my mind, I was only thinking and praying. How Gurudev inside the room, he's understanding my moods. And he said, crying. He said, Gurudev, my car is not a very good car. It's second hand, very old car. Gurudev said, I don't mind. I'm not attached to any car. I'm attached to hearts. Bring your car. Today I will go with you. This boy, he said, this is the greatest memory of Gurudev throughout my life. I cannot forget this. How he reciprocated with me. Something which was in my heart, he came to know this. And he accepted my service because I was praying sincerely from my heart. This is only one example. There are many examples like that, how Gurudev reciprocated with millions of devotees. Whatever was in their heart, he knew this and he reciprocated it. Gurudev ki jai. That's the next one.
From Didi, no, please.
Hey, you want?
Vimla Didi?
Yeah, the Didi first, then on the body. Vasanti.
Basanti, Saraswati.
Shanti, Vimla.
Uma Didi is all the way.
Wait.
Sit there.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Anchakapajivascha Kripasinivyevacha Kititanam Pavanivyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. So, offer my heartfelt obeisances unto our beloved Srila Gurudev and to Vishnu Vishnu Pada Sot Sochi Shima Bhaktivinoda Narayan Goswami Maharaj, to Srila Prabhupada and to Vishnu Vishnu Pada Sot Sochi Shima Bhakti Vinata Swami Prabhupada, and to Vishnu Vishnu Pada Sot Sochi Shima Bhakti Vinata Vaman Goswami Maharaj, and to Vishnu Vishnu Pada Sot Sochi Shima Bhakti Vigam Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to all our Rupanuga Guru Varga. So I actually didn't really want to speak, so I wasn't really thinking much. And sometimes I feel like Krishna consciousness is a little bit schizophrenic in a way, in terms of, to be able to speak, I feel we need to be able to follow. And I'm so full of fault finding and criticism and all the things that Gurudev traveled around the world for years and years and years and instructed us not to do. So how to speak, but then the only way to speak, and the only way to get free of those things is to speak and purify ourselves. So thank you, all three of you, for the opportunity to somehow purify myself. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj, he explained Narayan, Nara meaning human and Ayana meaning living entity. So he said Srila Narayan Maharaj gave shelter to all the living entities. And as Maharaj said this morning, that there was so many, different Srila Bhama Maharaj, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, all the different devotees were coming, and Gurudev giving shelter to all. I remember on Rupa Goswami's disappearance day, Gurudev would always take us to Radha Damodar, and outside Srila Swami Prabhupada's room, he would speak how him and Srila Prabhupada would sit together, roll chapatis, and Prabhupada would offer them, and Gurudev had, with tears in his eyes, he said, I was there, all these things happened before anybody even knew who I was, but they, they don't believe me. And I pray, he's like, but they are my children also. So this mood, Gurudev's giving shelter to all. I was fortunate, Gurudev somehow was very merciful and dragged me on his tour for many years. And Gurudev has such an amazing sense of humor. I remember one time we were in Toronto in 2008, and Gurudev said ever since he was a little boy he wanted to go to Niagara Falls. And weren't you there? Yeah, we were there. So when we got there, we were walking behind Gurudev, and Gurudev turned around and he looked at Srimati and he said, "Oh, you want to take bath?"
Middle of winter.
And it was freezing. And then with all the books, I remember when Gurudev was producing Damodarastakam in Hindi, and Srimati was doing the painting. I think it was Damodarastakam, or maybe it was Bhagavad. Anyways, and Gurudev kept saying to her, "When will you finish? When will you finish? After I'm dead?" And then he said, the book is going to press, like tomorrow, and you're not finished? So then we went and asked Madhava Priya Prabhu, "Oh, is the book is going to press tomorrow?" He's like, "No, we have so much work to do." When Gurudev built his Govardhan temple, also we were living there, and it just like as you were telling the story of the boy, I remember I don't remember why, but I was in a really difficult mood that day, and I was sitting on the roof, and I didn't go downstairs when he came back from his morning walk. And then when he came in the afternoon, Gurudev would sit, he would walk on the grass and then sit, walk on the grass. And we would all come out, and it was like chanting time with Gurudev. We would all be sitting on the stairs. And then when he'd walk back to his room, he would stop it. And sometimes, I remember he stopped right at me, and he just said, "Oh, you're okay?" And I knew he saw like my whole grumpy mood for the whole day. And when you're with Gurudev, no matter what mood you're in, when he says, "How are you?" Like, all of a sudden you're wonderful. I'm fine, Gurudev. So, yeah, so many things I was thinking.
About, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about
And
this. Yeah. So when we were producing 2005, Gurudev ordered the Journey of the Soul book to show that the Jiva didn't fall. We were never in Goloka Vrindavan, the Jiva didn't fall. And then in 2000, we were still working on it many years, and then in 2010 we were in South Africa with Gurudev, and Shamrani said to him, "Oh, Gurudev, I have one more question for you for the Journey of the Soul book." And he said, Gurudev thought it was already published, and he said, "What? It's not published?" And I said, "No, Gurudev." And he went, "Oh my God." So, in 2010, when Gurudev was doing his Sikh Leela, and he was in the staying in the Delhi Mat, there was the Commonwealth Games, which was like the Olympics, and we were going. Me and a few others were going and distributing books every evening. The best time was the night when there was not cricket, this other soccer, I think. These big games and these huge, they closed down the whole city. They built hotels and metro, all this for just the Commonwealth Games. We were going out every night, getting back like around midnight with huge kirtans. The whole metro. We were doing kirtan. The whole metro was doing kirtan with us. We'd come in at like midnight, then go to Arti in the morning at 4:30, and then bhajans outside Gurudev's door. And so sometimes they would open, and we'd have darshan. So on the last day, when we collected all these donations, we had this big bag full of rupees, and rupees are so like crumbled and dirty, and so I asked Rajnath Prabhu if there was like 7 of us, if we could all come in and give Gurudev the donations. And Rajnath Prabhu said, no, you just go and give it. And I was like, but Gurudev, like all these girls are going out till midnight every night, and can they please come? And Rajnath Prabhu said, in order for Gurudev to stay in the mat, we made it so there's no darshan, that's why they would give the darshan when we're outside his door. He said, so it's either now or never. So I was like, okay, so I went, and Gurudev was on his balcony, and Rajnath Prabhu took me there, and he said, oh, Gurudev, Santi has her and a bunch of girls, they were distributing books every night till very late. It was like the Olympics. And so I gave Gurudev I said, Gurudev, this is the donations that we've collected. And Gurudev put his hand in the bag, and he tapped it 3 times. And it was so powerful. I could feel Gurudev was just blessing all those kind souls that donated. It was really beautiful. So again, giving shelter to all living entities, even those who don't know that they're getting his shelter. And actually one inmate from the prison program named Michael in Oregon, we sent out a newsletter and Gurudev's picture on it. And he cut out the picture and he made an altar with Gurudev's picture and a picture of Krishna. And he was in for 7 years in prison. And when he came out, he kept his same altar. And last summer we visited him, me and a couple of devotees, and we did a program. And he showed me his altar. He had the same altar. And he said, Gurudev, he was with me the whole time in prison. So, yeah, so now so many stories are flooding, but there's also Advaita Prabhu and Ranga.
One more about if you don't preaching online, it's harder to speak.
Oh, don't you know?
The mind is.
Like a desert? A few times he told me. Once Gurudev said, once we were in Russia, and we got in at like 3 a.m, and went out to look for prasad. I was hungry, and when I came, our room was like in this hallway, the same hallway as Gurudev. And so when I came back, I opened the door, and then Gurudev was just standing there by himself. And he said, "Oh, Harikatha is going on?" And I said, "I don't know, Gurudev. I just got here." And he said, "Oh, then you speak. You should go speak. No Harikatha is going on. You should go speak." I'm like, I can't speak. And I made up all these excuses. I was like, Gurudev, I get like stuck. When I'm thinking, I can't say. He's like, "Oh, that will pass." He's like, "You should speak." And then he told me in one time in Gopinath Bhavan to learn verses and speak. He said, if you don't, then your mind will become like a desert. So,
It just reminds me what you said about speaking. One devotee, he asked Gurudev, please don't call on me. I can speak one-on-one to people, but in front of a lot of people, I just freeze. So Gurudev said, okay. But when I asked him, this was in New Zealand, I said, I just get so nervous, not knowing whether you're going to call on me or not knowing whether to prepare. So could you please let me know ahead of time? He said, I'll do what I want.
And I remember once he told you what he was going to call on you for, and then that night he called on you, studied that, and then that night he called on you for something else. I just want to share one more last story from Srila Bharti Maharaj shared about ideal conduct.
Oh yeah.
Just one more last beautiful story that Srila Bharti Maharaj. It's in Srila Chaitanya Vani. If anyone doesn't have one and wants one, I have many. A little commercial. And then all of Gurudev's books, except for the Madhurya Comedy, I have also upstairs. But Srila Maharaj told us that once that Gurudev invited him for our Param Gurudev's Disappearance Day festival in Mathura. And after that festival, Gurudev would serve prasad, and Srila Maharaj, when he served Srila Bharti Maharaj said, "Oh, I want to take with you, I'll wait." So then at the very end, everyone was served.
First, Gurudev was serving everybody, and he wouldn't take.
Right, Gurudev went, I said that, yeah. So right when everyone was served, then Gurudev sat down in their room. Srila Bharti Maharaj and him, they sat in his room, and they were just about to take, when one disciple, Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Papan Damodar Maharaj came in, and he had just come from a long train ride, and Gurudev got up to serve him, and he said, "Oh, I need to take bath first." And he said, take your prasad. And Gurudev said, "No, I'll wait." So he went to go take bath, and then Gurudev told Srila Bharti Maharaj, I'm gonna wait for him. You take your prasad, and I'll wait." And then Srila Bharti Maharaj also said, "No, I want to also wait. And I want to take with you." So then they waited while he bathed and then came back. So Srila Bharti Maharaj was saying, this is such ideal conduct, and he learned so much from witnessing, our Gurudev's such high character. I thought that was really beautiful. So on this divine day, I pray to all of you to please pray for me that I can develop some teeny tiny, eeny weeny bit of proper sadhachar and Guru Nishta.
When I was very new to Gurudev, after my Guru Maharaj, when I came to him, I was told, like, Gurudev is getting massage every noon. If you want, I said, of course. So I went inside, and something happened in the mart. Then I was alone there with Gurudev massaging him. And when I was massaging him, I was very little nervous because he's Jagat Guru, he's Acharya, that kind of mood. And it's also very advanced age, and I was going very so. Guru said, "Oh, it's hurting me." I said, "Oh, okay, sorry. Then I went very soft. I said, "Oh, again, it's hurting me." Then I said, "Okay, Gurudev, now Maharaj," I used to address in the beginning Maharaj. I said, "Maharaj, okay, soft. Then I went very soft, like, baby touch. Guru said, "Oh, it's too much hurting me." Then Guru looked back and started smiling. He said, "You know how to massage?" I said, "You have no strength?" I understood it was sort of sarcastic. Once upon a time, there was no electricity, no power in Mathura. 12 hours, no power. Gurudev was in his room. No other facility. And Duja Krishna Prabhu, who spoke for Gurudev, he said, "Prabhu, go and fan Gurudev. He is taking prasadam." I was very new. I was sitting behind him, and I took a hand fan, and I was going like this, very artistically like this. And Gurudev looked back and he said, "I'll get cold if you do like this." "It's too cold." I said, "Okay, I'll go slow now." I went too soft like this. Guru said, "Oh." In the room, he's like so, joking. Then I went very slow like this. Guru said, "Show me, I'll teach you how to fan someone." Then he took fan, he said, "Do like this." And then he told, when there used to be Hari Katha, and all speakers were speaking, Guru told, "Today is your turn to speak." He said, No. Please don't tell me. I don't know how to speak Hari Katha. And in front of all these scholars. No, Gurudev. Today you have to speak. I told you. This is my order. My goodness. I was so restless. No breathing. My goodness. And intentionally I sat totally in the back. I choose a person who was taller than me so that I can hide behind him. Intentionally I was.
And I thought Gurudev is meeting so many people, from coming from Vrindavan, and he would have forgotten now. Yeah, Gurudev did Mangala Charan, and I was hiding like this, sitting behind that person. And Gurudev was, in the Sankirtan, he used to, go like this, and he already saw where I was sitting. Gurudev said, now, Krishna Kripa Brahmachari will speak. My goodness. I came there, my hand was shaking. The first experience in front of Gurudev speaking something. I spoke in a very broken something like 2 minutes and said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I said, no. Okay, then Harikatha was, Gurudev was smiling, Harikatha over. I went in his room. Every evening, again we were massaging him. I said, Gurudev, please, don't tell me any time to speak in front of everyone. I cannot speak, Gurudev. Why? I said, because when he ordered me to speak, I go through Ashatrik Bhav. Guru said, really? I said, yes, Gurudev. What kind of bhav? I said, tear comes in my eyes, hair stand on my hand, trembling, shaking, all together. And Gurudev said, beware, maybe you'll faint next time. Jokingly. But he said, I want all of you brahmacharis should also get training. Learn 1 or 2 verses every day. And I want to preach. So this was always in my mind. Gurudev told me to preach. I have no capacity. I can't speak Harikatha. Even I was so introvert from very childhood. I can't even face 2 people. And what to speak of assembly and where all the scholars were sitting there and speaking so high Harikatha. I was so nervous. Then, year 2009, Gurudev was in his tour overseas. One of my godbrother, he invited me. Can you come for 7 days Bhagavad Katha? I said, Bhagavad Katha? I never spoke Bhagavad Katha. No, come. It is just like, very simple. What you have heard from Gurudev, just speak like that. I thought, okay, Gurudev is not there. So, I should make an attempt. And it was my first Bhagavad Katha. It was so successful, 500 people in the audience. I developed so much confidence. And they all, in the last, they gave me donations. And it was from very small denomination to, big one. All coins, everything. And in my heart was that everything I should offer to Gurudev when he comes back. I was, like big bag. Was not a big amount, but because small denomination, so it was big bag. When Gurudev came back, I was, saving this for 1 month almost. I'm very excited when Gurudev will come, I will offer to him. He came in Mathura Math, on his bed, he was sitting after he saw everyone. I came in his room and I spreaded all this money on his bed like this. Say, what? So much money? From where you got so much money? So much? It was not so much actually. It was only like 12,000 rupees only. Yeah, hardly like $200. But it was spread it out on his bed. Then Madhama said, oh, he has done Bhagavad Katha. You? Bhagavad Katha? You can't even speak one Hari Katha. You did ever did Bhagavad Katha. I said, Gurudev, whatever you speaking, I'll just try to repeat your words. That's all. I'm not qualified. And this is all offerings to your lotus feet. Gurudev was so happy I can't tell you. And he put his hand on my head and was just like trying to hug me, but he felt little distance. But he gave both the hands on my head and he said, that's what I was telling you. Work on my books, and also sometimes you have to go out and preach. Speaking Hari Katha is the best service. If you don't speak Hari Katha, you're doing violence to the jivas. This is the language of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. The worst violence to the jivas is not speaking Hari Katha. And Guru said, I'm so happy. So, go ahead with this. After that, I got so much confidence, but never in front of Gurudev. I was still reluctant. I was so shy, cannot speak in front of Gurudev. But after Srila Gurudev left, then I started preaching. I still remember that day when he put both his hands on my head and gave me blessings. All glories to that Gurudev. Mukam karoti vachalam pangu langete girim yat kripatam vande paramanand madhavam. Shri Gurudev ki
Namo Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyavane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayani Namane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesha Nirvani Paschakya Vishpari Om Jnana Dharma Tamarandasya Gananjana Salakya Chakshu Amritamaya Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha. So I haven't spoken at night, and usually I start shutting down around now because I get up quite early usually. So please forgive me. I want to offer Koti Koti Dandavas to my Diksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and also to your dear friend whose appearance is today, Nitya-Lila Pravishtam, Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paramahansa Raman Goswami Maharaj. And to all the assembled devotees, headed by Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj and Uma Didi and Shamarani Didi, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. And I pray that in some lifetime or another that I can give up all my offenses in my dealings with the devotees, because without that, we cannot enter that realm that Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas are coming from, because Sadacharya is so important. Like our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj has said that he wished that someone would be there to chastise him. Actually, this is the mood of the great devotees, that they understand the elevated consciousness one has to have in order to be in that company of the Manjaryas of Srimati Radhika, that they need someone there to personally chastise them for every single physical or mental deviation, because we cannot enter that realm until we're completely free of these. So I pray on this day that Srila Gurudev please bless me at some time that I can give up this offensive mentality of criticizing and minimizing devotees and servants, his servants. So I just want to tell a few stories. We used to have a little preaching center in St. Augustine in the 97, 98. And there was a devotee there that was there for most of the time I was there, called Dr. Derek, who I'd known from Atlanta and other places, and he had come there to do some service, and we had programs a couple times a week. And St. Augustine is a really nice place for preaching. And we had heard of Srila Gurudev, and I had seen him in 1989 in Vrindavan when he was at Govardhan. He came intersect the ISKCON parikram at Govardhan, and he gave a class, and I believe most of it was in Hindi, as my memory goes, but because all these pastimes are eternal with your Guru, you sort of remember more and more as time goes on. And I see that particular instance with him was a turning point. In the beginning, I didn't really understand, but anyway, Dr. Derek was always talking about Srila Narayan Maharaj and when we're going to meet him and how we're going to meet him. And so then in 2001, he was so excited to see Srila Gurudev that Srila Gurudev gave him a big hug, which I actually don't know if I've ever seen before, not in a public forum like that. That he actually was for weeks and months, probably, was talking about this. And so I want to go back to when Srila Gurudev met Srila Prabhupada. At the time when our Prabhupada was leaving this world, he told Srila Gurudev that actually, in my net I've caught some monkeys, and they don't really have sadacharya, they don't know the Vaishnava behavior, so please help them. And that's sort of the background that we're coming from in this lifetime. Somehow or another, due to carelessness or due to just being neophyte devotees in the beginning process, first lifetime, 2, 3, maybe not so many Sukritis in our previous lifetimes. We find ourselves in this particular birth, in this Western world. And our Srila Prabhupada came from that world, from the camp of Srimati Radhika to cast a net in the Western world and all over, later all over this world, in the Kali Yuga, and he captured some monkeys. So I was thinking about, in his reference to some of the devotees I was with, and Bhakti Derek, like he became Devaprastha, what great mercy that Srila Gurudev gave to such personalities. He was so compassionate and so had so much feeling for the Prabhupada disciples and devotees that had taken up this process that he wanted to help them on the order of Srila Prabhupada, our Srila Prabhupada. So we can imagine what a great task it is to bring the highest down to the lowest. It's inconceivable. All we can do is beg for his mercy, because these pastimes are so elevated. When he came to, the first time I saw him after that incident with Bhakti Derek, then as Gurudev was preparing to leave Alachua in the morning, Vivishwan Prabhu was there, and Gurudev was there, just me, Srila Gurudev and Vivishwan. We were standing on the porch. It was maybe 5 in the morning. And he came out of the room onto the porch, and I said, "All glory is to Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, who's assisting our Srila Prabhupada in saving the entire universe." And I said it so loud, I just couldn't. It was like Gurudev empowered me to, and Vivishwan just looked like, "Oh wow, I didn't know you could do that." Because we, the soul becomes so inspired to know that there's some hope to get out of this at some point or another. And Gurudev, just like that video if you've seen with Isha Prabhu, where he smiles and it's like he's really happy, just like he was very pleased with that. And so the last thing I'm going to say is, it was a very intense time in 2001, because right after that, as Mukunda Prabhu was described earlier in the story about that Gurudev had gone around D.C., and the fact that he was actually in D.C. just months before that. And I had a flight out. I had gotten it probably in July or so, because as soon as Gurudev came and he invited everyone to come to the parikrama, I said, I'm going to everything. This is the what do they call that? Every 4 years, the Purushottam month, 2001. So I'm going to stay until then to Kartik, and I'm going to go. And now we parikrama, I'm going to do everything. So, and then that happened. That particular incident happened, and my flight, I think, was the 16th or the 17th. It was just a few days after that. And the day before it happened, Sunday night, I had pulled into Atlanta, and I called my father. Maybe it was Monday. It was Sunday or Monday. And I told him I was going to go to India. And, I've been to India so many times, and he didn't like it. And he started to just curse, just going off and off, and I was thinking, wow, Srila Gurudev, what's going on? He said, religion is the cause of all the problems in the world. And like this, and then the next day, the terrorist attacks happened. And so to get on with the story, when I got to Puri, a couple of weeks. I had to stay about a week before the festivities actually started. So the first day in Puri there was a little mount with a small room, maybe like this, and all the devotees were there, and Srila Gurudev, looked around, and meanwhile Didi was there, and Padmanabha Maharaj was there, and Srila Gurudev goes, yes, more devotees would have come, but they were, had this attacks in America, and I just looked and go, he knew. I knew that he knew that it was going to happen. So when Mukunda Prabhu told this story a while back, and that Srila Gurudev went around DC and did this, and I go, yes, the pure devotee knows everything, past, present, and future. And so he wasn't. It was sort of like, from my understanding, the way he said it, it was like Krishna's. It was sort of a dawning moment on me that Krishna exists, and the pure devotee knows past, present, and future. And it was the beginning of a tremendous, 4-month transformation from the teaching that Krishna is the supreme to the teaching that Sri Radha is the supreme and her servants are the way to that, to get to her heart, and through that you can get to Krishna, and without the coming through the mercy of the devotees and associates of Srimati Radhika, you cannot please Krishna. And so Srila Gurudev gave us a secret on how to please Krishna and one day regain our spiritual nature and again be in their association. Srila Gurudev ki jai.
She was in Mathura many years back. Staying there serving.
Camera. The camera.
No, they can see.
They can't see you.
Yes. It's wide angle.
In the body, come on.
Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Jena Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakopajupascha Kripasindu Vivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. So, I guess today I was thinking about Srila Gurudev, of course, and I was not able to be there on this day in 2010. I had a ticket and everything, passport, visa, everything, and I arrived at the airport and I brought the wrong passport. So I couldn't get on the plane. And it was quite heartbreaking. And I thought there must be some reason why I couldn't come. Maybe I would be a disturbance because, as Maharaj said, I was in Mathura and I was always quite outgoing. And anytime Gurudev's door was open, I'd run to the room. And even if we were doing kitchen seva or anything, Gurudev's door would open and we would just... One time Gurudev's like, do you have any questions for me? Nope, just wanted to see you. So he just laughed and he tolerated this young girl that I was, and I had no sadachar, no etiquette, no training, just knowing that I wanted to be at the feet of Srila Gurudev. And so when I didn't get to go that year in 2010, then I heard that Gurudev, he needed things, medicines and foodstuffs and fruits and vegetables. So Brajanath Prabhu and I, we had a sort of quarreling relationship because I was always going to Gurudev's room and he was always trying to get me out. So I wasn't sure if he would let me do this seva, but I wrote to him and I said, Prabhu, please, I hear that there are so many devotees Gurudev needs things and there's devotees coming, and there's so many different medicines that people are recommending, but they didn't know which ones to give Gurudev, so I offered that my mother would research the different medicines
And then I would help to coordinate devotees who are coming to bring fruits and vegetables like this. So somehow or other, I was still able to offer some seva. And that was really because my father, he was always encouraging, do some service, have a service, do some service. And of course, I'm remembering him to do today because Gurudev told him to do one seva, but Gurudev told this few other devotees to do this seva. And my father, he took this instruction, and for 17 years, he dedicated his life to collecting and preserving Srila Gurudev's Harikatha. So we have these videos here, and we have lectures, and by his I would say encouragement, but really goading and pushing me and telling me every day, do seva, do seva, do seva, help me, help me, help me. So now somehow I'm supporting the devotees who are doing this seva as well. And so we think, oh, Gurudev's gone. I don't see Gurudev. We have people and we're so stuck on, or I'm so stuck on this bodily association, then I don't see a person and I think they're gone. But today I was thinking that Sri Guru, he's not any normal person. That he's in the names when we're chanting because he's always with Krishna. And so when we're chanting or we're feeling some separation, we're feeling some anxiety in this material world because what samsaradava not vidadoka, in the fire, we're in the fire. And any of you who have lived more than a few years of your life, you know that it's not so surprising when things go wrong. When things are going well, then it's like, what's happening? But huh? Yeah, if things are going good, then you know, okay, be on the lookout. So the world, this nature of this material world is to bring us suffering. Why? To remind us that we're not of this world, we're not of this flesh and this body, we're not of these material things. So Guru, he comes and he makes this eternal connection with us and with our soul, not just with we want to see Gurudev, we want to massage Gurudev's feet, but really in our heart. And there's this one story, I think it was the first or second year I came to Vrindavan, and I was out to market. And the time that I went to the market and came back, all my god sisters and Didi, who was our sort of guide at that time, bought a ticket to Jaipur. Gurudev was going to Jaipur, and I missed out. I didn't get to go. So I was obviously very upset. And so every day I would chant my rounds, and I would pray to Gurudev, and I was reading, I think I was reading Nectar of Instruction at that time, and I would write down a question every day, different questions. So when Gurudev came back from Jaipur, he stayed one day in Vrindavan. He didn't go right to Mathura, he stayed one day in Vrindavan. He gave a class. And the whole class, he answered each question that I had written down, one by one by one. Wow. And I was just sitting. I didn't go to Jaipur. I wasn't with Gurudev. I was just here, missing everyone and everything and feeling so alone. And then Gurudev's showing me I'm right there. So after class, Gurudev, we would always go by his door and, wait just for the look or the hand. And so he walked right up to me and he goes, understand? Yes, Gurudev. I understand. He's not a mortal human being. And even if you're not initiated, or maybe you only had a short momentary connection with him, this doesn't mean that you don't have a connection with him. You sit down, you chant your japa, and your mind, it may think about, what you have to do the next day, or what's going on in your life. But all of those things, you would probably tell your friends, right? Oh, hey, this bad thing happened today. This good thing happened today. When we're chanting, we can sit with our Gurudev. Oh, Gurudev, I don't know what to do. My mind is so disturbed. I have so much anxiety, so much pain, so much worries. And we're offering more than you would tell your best friend. More than any intimate person that you know. You share with Harinam, you share with Gurudev, and offer those feelings. And eventually, just like when you have a conversation with a friend, it's not one way. Then you can chat and listen. Oh, Gurudev, I've shared with you, even though it's all garbage. I'm sharing this garbage with you. I don't know who else to share it with. And then listening, please, you share something of yourself with me. Please open your heart to me. And we may do japa, but japa is not enough. Service. We have to engage in Guru Seva. And right now we may think that Gurudev, his form is not here, so how will we serve him? But really there's so much opportunity to serve. You can ask Shamarani Didi, Uma Didi, Maharaj, myself, Vasanti Didi, Vimala Didi. There's so much opportunity to serve and preserve Srila Gurudev's Harikatha. And we all have different propensities, so maybe you're not technical, but you can come, you can sweep the temple room every day. You can wash some dishes every day. There's lunch here, come and wash a pot. They're so in your homes. Guru Seva is so important. It's if you love someone, then you want to serve. Love is in action. It is not just say, oh, I love this person. I'm just going to sit here and think about them. No, love is service. So we must engage in Sri Guru Seva. And one funny story, Gurudev, we were in Jagannath Puri during the time of Purushottam Mas, and it was just Savita Didi and Radhapriya from Badger, Kanapriya, and myself, and then Gurudev and a few brahmacharis, Maharaja and Vradanath Prabhu, and we were going to all the different Gambhira, and we went to Ramananda Roy's house. So there in his house, there's some scrolls of his writings, and so they pass it to Gurudev, and Gurudev takes, and he passes it, and it goes around the room, and then his pen, the original quill, so they pass it to Gurudev, Gurudev touches it, goes around, only maybe less than 10 of us. And then they bring out a sword. Apparently Rai Ramananda had a sword, a very big, broad sword. So Gurudev, he gets it out, and I'm just, Gurudev with a sword. It's just, you see like this kind of elderly, but he was just stood up, and so I was just stunned, and then he looks at me in the corner of his eye, and then I look at him, and then he goes like this, and then I go like this, and then he brings it right here, and I was like, okay, if Gurudev will take my life, this is the best way to go. Then he laughs, and I laugh, and then he puts it away. Or everyone, I don't know if he actually passed that one around, but it came really close. Then Gurudev, in so many places he would travel, and he would tell people, or Brajanath Prabhu, someone would introduce them, this is so-and-so from this place, this family, and introduce. And so, but I was on tour for many years, so I never got introduced again after the first time. But I would still stand in the line because I wanted some darshan, some look. So then, after maybe a year of this, Gurudev, he'd see me in the line, he'd be like, oh, and who are you? And then, Gurudev, I don't know who I am. Will you tell me? And then he would be like, Madhavi, Isha's daughter. And then I would, okay. So, Gurudev, he had this, Guru means heavy. He could chastise, and he can give instructions, and he can purify, and even sometimes he would say something so sweet, but it would feel like a big knife, because it's not just the external things that he would say to you, it's what's piercing through, his purity, his bhakti, piercing into our heart and purifying us. And sometimes he could say something very harsh, but it would feel very good inside. And Savita Didi, one time, she had me do a test. Gurudev gave Harikatha, and she had me ask maybe 20 or 30 people, who was this class for? Every single one, this class was for me, because he said this. This class was for me, because he said this. She said, Gurudev's not an ordinary personality. Gurudev's in the hearts of all of his disciples, and when we're hearing Harikatha, he's speaking into our heart, into our soul, not just into our material ears. So he had this very grave, serious mood, and he would sit on the Vyasasana and give Harikatha, but he was also very playful, very loving, very sweet. I introduced him to one friend of mine, and she said, years later, she goes, you still have that guru? I said, yeah. She goes, I don't know, he just had the most love coming from him that I ever felt from anyone in my entire life. I still remember. So even that one moment, love of matcha, that one moment that we can have with someone like this, with a pure devotee, it can change our hearts, our life. And I know many of you here have had many, many, many moments with Srila Gurudev. So I'm praying to all of you to bless me that my relationship and my service can go deeper, and that any anarthas and any bad things or walls or blocks that are keeping me from my progress, that you bless me so that they can quickly be removed and I can progress. Thank you.
Arjuna is the last.
9 o'clock.
Arjuna.
No. They don't want to prove. Arjuna Vacha.
The first devotee of Gurudev I heard a class from.
Hopefully not the last.
1999 in Padma.
Hey Sri Guru Gyanadadina Bandho Swanandadata Koraneka Sindho Vrindavanasi Nihitavata Pasira Radha Panakacha. So there's the evidence. Sri Gurudev is Dinabandhu. I'm just Dinabandhu Das. In the name Dinabandhu, there's two persons. Dina is myself because I'm very fallen, and Bandhu is friend because Krishna he empowers Sri Guru to spread his glories. So he's our friend. I'm also remembering the words of she said about Narahari Seva Vigraha Thakur. Ami to patitati, tumi to pavan, prabhu bhritte esam mande nitya sanatan. And this I'm very fallen, and you are the purifier of fallen people. So there's a eternal relationship between the master and servant. I met Srila Gurudev in 1999, and I was 25 years old. At that time in my 20s, of course, I was looking for so much in life, great things that people even today in 2018 would be very lucky to find. When I met Sri Vaishnavas, Krishna, his devotees, and especially when I met Srila Gurudev, they exceeded my expectations, or even my imagination. I found so much more than what I thought I could find in the world. And the world is a big place still. I can't really say anything to my senior Vaishnavas because they all know me so well. But maybe there's some people that don't know me yet. I'm very sorry, but I'm famous. Kaviraj Goswami wrote a verse about me. Yeah. It is Jagai Madhai Hoite Muri Se Papisht Puri Sheki Tohete Muri Se Lakhisht Moranam Shune Jay Ta Punya Khoy Moranam Loy Jay Ta Papa Hoy Emona Naghina More Emo Keba Kripa Kore Ekanityanandavino Jagatamajhare. So he says that actually, if you've heard of Jagai Madai and how sinful they were, I'm worse than that. And if you've ever considered how gross a worm in stool must be, so I'm more disgusting than that. And if you heard my name, I'm sorry, but you just lost all your Sukriti. And if you say my name, you're implicated in sin. But such a sinful person like me, who could possibly save him? Only Nityananda, only Srila Gurudev. I don't think that's, the thing is that actually Shri Hari Guru and Vaishnavas, they're non-different. And we hear so many things about Srila Gurudev and his inconceivable glories. That's because Shri Krishna, he's very generous. Gurudev told us one time that Shri Madhu Mangal, the very Saka himself, he one time had this idea that if he gets Krishna's flute, peacock feather, and yellow dhoti, then he'll get more ladus. So then he asked this from Krishna very boldly, and Krishna says, of course, my friend, you can have more ladus, just you put it like this, let me see, like that. And then, so the thing is, Krishna is very eager to give to his devotees. And Gurudev, he has such glories that that actually we have one very popular katha about Gurudev that probably everyone has heard, but in case someone hasn't heard it, that all of Krishna's avatars, they take birth in the bright half of the moon, and Krishna alone, he has taken birth in the dark fortnight, and according to custom and superstition, perhaps even astrological fact, that makes a person a thief. And so Sri Krishna, he's born on the 8th degree of that phase. That makes him quite a thief. But Srila Gurudev was born 5 days further than that. That makes him 7 days more. So he's twice the thief that Krishna is. Even he can steal Krishna's heart. So there's a thing about Guru that it can be relative, meaning if you can't teach somebody something, then to that person you're not a Guru. But Guru is so expert that he can even tell Krishna something, that even Krishna wants to know where is that person, and he can say, I can tell you where that person is. So even Shri Guru is Guru to Krishna. So even Krishna is considering this person as Guru. I want this person to get all honor and respect. And so we have such a Guru. What else can I say about Guru? The problem that the disciple faces when you're very fallen like myself is that you think if I say so many nice things, then everyone will expect so much more from me. So if I don't say anything, then tomorrow they won't expect me to live up to such a high standard. Right? So I know, Uma Didi, every time she sees me, she just looks at me like Pashandi. Like total atheist, why not wearing sapan?
You've had so much experience with Gurudev. Can you share some of your experience with
I will tell one very, 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 very small detail that I don't say very often. There's a book called Gauravani Pracharini. It's a very famous historical incident that Srila Gurudev, he probed all the senior most Vaishnavas. If he was here now, he would be asking all three of them to explain it. But at that time, in about 2000, 2001, somehow he went through a whole festival and no one gave him a satisfactory answer to the question, what is the meaning of Gauravani in the mantra Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini? Now, according to Sanskrit grammar, I just make it really simple for those that don't speak Sanskrit like English. Gauravani Pracharine means unto the preacher of Gauravani, that is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And so he wanted a very specific answer to this question, and I tell you, there were so many very advanced devotees that were giving very nice answers to what is the meaning of Gauravani that Srila Prabhupada has preached. And Gurudev was sometimes, yes, very nice, but Ehobaya Age Kahoar. And so he went through maybe 2 or 3 festivals without getting the answer that he wanted. And at that time, I had already been shut down. But you know, when Gurudev gives anyone opportunity to stand up, so I had already been through that. He's, oh, you can, and they, oh, really, me? And so you give some nice answer, and he's like, yes, yes, nice. And then he gets to the limit of your knowledge, and oh, mad, totally mad, sit down. So I was quite nervous. But still I was thinking, what was that verse? Arajo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanas the Dham. That's it. I didn't know the whole thing, so I knew if I say me, and then first line, and then not second line, not third line. Oh, but anyway, that's about it. You know. So I'm not so smart. People think I'm smart because maybe I talk like I'm smart, but and Srila Gurudev, he gave me so much mercy, that's true. In the beginning, to become a disciple of Gurudev meant it made you homeless. You stand to risk everything by becoming a disciple of Srila Gurudev. I think even now, you see, if you join our temple, you see we don't have enough room for anyone. They may sleep out in a tent in the yard, or have to find any room somewhere in the community and walk here in the rain. So, but very soon in 1999, so then 2000, the next year, we were opening a temple in Southern California, and so he sent me there, and you know, that's the thing. He took care of me, and then the next year he even gave me Diksha in 2001, and that was his greatest gift to me because he gave me Diksha on the same day and the same mat that he took Diksha. He took it in the 1940s, so I took it in 2000. That's like over 50-something years later, but same day, and so I have, and that too I can say, I have the same birthday and same birthplace as Gurudev by Diksha. And the thing I remember is that when you come to ISKCON, you come to Krishna consciousness, there's this fear that you get from many Prabhupada disciples, because they'll tell you frankly that from 1977 onward, not only were they in a lack of association, but they were in very bad association. You know, the alternate translation of GBC, greedy bunch of crooks. So it's very hard. It's very hard to think about what will happen if my Srila Gurudev were to leave the planet. Where will I get association? But Srila Gurudev, he took away that fear, because with Srila Gurudev, you never feel like you're going to be in a lack of. You see that anybody that they can't have a job, because always nice sadhu sanghas coming. Shamrani here half of the year, then Didi comes in right after that, Siddhanti Maharaj, the next sadhu. So you're never in bad association with Srila Gurudev Sangha. And my fortune was that in 2003, he sent me all over the villages of Bengal, which is, if you just don't know, just let me tell you, being in Bengal, even now, it's like National Geographic. It's like the Lion Whisperer in Africa. You can't imagine. You know, people there, they still get their water from a pond just because that's the only water they have. So, but the thing is that association was very rich, because some people may remember him, Shripad Kanhai Prabhu. He's the godbrother of Srila Gurudev, and he was a very bhavuk kirtaniya. If you ever hear about Narottam Thakur, that he could not help but to cry when he does kirtan. He's that kind of Vaishnava. And this.
When he used to sing and crying, Gurudev was also in tears. In the Navneet Parikrama, he used to sing so from his heart. Kanhai Prabhu.
So true. Yes, you see, and not these kind of tears that you think that maybe he's trained like that too. No, because I saw that in hot weather he's not thinking it's too hot, and in cold weather, okay, so it's December, so okay, maybe he has one wool chadar on. You see that little bit of AC in Shamrani, he's like wearing her parka like South Park, And this Prabhu, in any weather, he's not thinking like any attachment to it. He's completely off the bodily platform. Yeah, there's a character in South Park that everyone knows. So, but he was not like that. So this is very advanced association, And what else can I say about Gurudev? I always say also this, that we were talking about the ghee. It's true that because we're so sick, I will talk for myself just to not offend anyone. I'm so sick that I cannot digest any water. Water means basic katha, like Bhagavad Gita katha, things that any person, any religion, even an atheist would say, okay, this is good talks, right? So we're not able to digest that because I'm a very sinful and wretched person, but Gurudev is still giving ghee. It's just thinking that one day my digestion will become strong enough to start to digest things properly, Yeah. Hare Krishna.
One year, I was staying with a devotee and they were talking on the phone with Gurudev, and they just handed me the phone, and I never spoke to Gurudev on the phone. I'm like, that's Gurudev. And he's like, how are you? I'm okay, Gurudev, how are you? And at that time he was working on Ujjvala Neelamani. So he said, I'm working on Ujjvala Neelamani. And I said, Gurudev, can I read that? He goes, yes, of course you should read that. Why else am I writing if no one's going to read it? You have to read it. And so we were talking about the ghee, and it's like there's no qualification, but still Gurudev, he wants us to take.
Last. It's too kind of late. Any other one?
Can we end with Gurudev? Can I end with a 2-minute kirtan of Gurudev?
Okay, so it's
We
your
can
turn.
continue tomorrow.
Oh, so
Yeah, we'll continue
tomorrow?
as long as
We can.
The Dharma Mahaprabhu hasn't spoken.
Yeah, but Dharma
You want to say something? No.
अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य जनार्दनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गौरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदाय कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमः पाञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपसिन्धुभ्यश्च पातितानां पावनेभ्यो कृष्णदेवे नमो नमः. Offer my Dandavat pranams to all the senior Vaishnavas, all the Vaishnavas in general. Please forgive my offenses. So my first experience with Gurudev was 97 in Agraya's house in Maryland. When I was in ISKCON, we was raised in an idea to, this awe and reverence to Guru, kind of like always bowing down, always being, they're very high and you're very low.
Can you speak louder?
Okay, yes, I'm sorry about that. So, I was working in Washington, D.C. at that time. I wanted to give a little donation to Gurudev, but I didn't want to go there directly. So I went to Madhva Maharaj. He was Navina Krishna Prabhu at that time. And he said, no, you go straight to Gurudev. And I was freaked out. Oh, this great Vaishnava, how can I go to him directly? So what happened? I went there anyhow, and he started talking very nicely. Oh, who are you? What is your name? What's your guru? And I told him I had a guru, but my guru fell down. I had another guru, he also fell down. I have no guru. He said, okay, you come to me, I'll give you shelter. Yeah, and but I was so hurt after what happened with ISKCON, so I wasn't ready to take shelter. So I knew, at that time I knew he's my guru and I want to follow him. But it took me like 7 years to take initiation after that. Yeah, and my biggest impression of Gurudev was his disciples. Actually, I didn't have that much realization, that much a relationship with Gurudev. But when I started going to India every year, I noticed devotees like Rasananda Prabhu at that time, or Sridhar Maharaj now. Every time there's a feast, he always sit down together with all the devotees, cutting vegetables, cleaning, cooking, all this. This was a great Vaishnavas, way, way, way greater than what I knew in ISKCON, comparing to my so-called gurus. And Krishna Kripa Prabhu at that time, and also Madhava Priya Prabhu, they was so absorbed in their seva, they wouldn't even come down for lunch. You can see Uma Didi now, she's 84, she's cooking in the kitchen, and what is our excuse? What is our excuse? Why can't we do it? Once a month, come and help cleaning, cooking, cutting, or whatever you do. I mean, what is really our excuse? And this is the biggest impression I have with Gurudev. Once, just a few years ago, we was in the Bhakti Academy in Jagannath Puri, and many devotees was talking against, some of our senior Vaishnavas, like Tirtha Maharaj. There was some problems with that. But I'll tell you something. It was Gurudev's Vyasa Puja. Tirtha Maharaj came there alone with one brahmachari. He cooked a feast, 8 or 9 different preps, alone with one other brahmacharis. You see, these devotees are sevakas. These devotees do seva for Gurudev. We have no right to find fault or criticize anybody. And that's what That's what impressed me most, actually. Because we Westerners, we like to find fault and we like to criticize and we like to do that, but Indian brahmacharis, Indian devotees, they like to serve. They find happiness in service. And that's why we should have a very deep respect for them. I don't want to sound this like a cliche, but I had to, in the last 13 years, I spent 5 of them in India. And I've seen this again and again and again. A few years ago, many years ago actually, in ISKCON, I heard one story. There was a veterinary doctor. He had an apprentice. One day, they got a call from a villager. Come and check with my horse is dying. So the doctor went there. The horse was laying on the ground, swelling on the horse's neck. So the doctor opened the mouth and the horse looked inside and told the apprentice, give me the big hammer. So he got the hammer, smashed the swelling on the horse's neck. The horse got up and it was fine. So a month passed away, 2 months passed away. The doctor started getting calls from the villagers around. Check on your previous apprentice. He's going around the villages and killing our horses with a hammer. So the doctor called the apprentice and asked him, what are you doing? Oh, well, I learned this from you. Wait a moment now. This was a very, very rare case. When I look inside the horse's mouth, I saw the horse had swallowed a small watermelon, and the watermelon got stuck in the horse's neck, and the horse couldn't breathe. So when I smashed the watermelon, the horse was fine, and the horse was... So I heard this story from one of my ISKCON gurus. This comes from Prabhupada. Yeah, I'm telling you where I heard it from. I wasn't there when Prabhupada was here. But when I met Gurudev, I realized that I was following a bunch of apprentices before. He said, you have to see the difference. We have to have a ground for comparison. If we don't see a pure Vaishnava, if you don't have the experience with the pure Vaishnava, how do you know who's a pure Vaishnava? We may be following the apprentice, you don't even know it. So, I think that's all. There's so much to say about Gurudev. Even when he chastised me sometimes, it was so sweet. It was for your own good because of his affection. He was very sweet, very affectionate before I took initiation. After I took initiation, it all stopped. No more affection. Now it's the real business. Now it's the real job. So I was lamenting for that. And once in Bejar, I was waiting outside Gurudev after the class. He goes from the back. And Bhajanath Prabhu and Madhva Maharaj there. And he just come to me, put his hand on my shoulder. I just completely burst into tears. No, I don't know what to say. I don't have so much experience. But I just miss him very dearly. I remember one morning I went to Mangavat in Rupa Sanatan, and I saw everybody crying there. And the Mangavat was going on, so I couldn't ask anybody why, what is happening. So after the Mangavat, I learned that Gurudev left the body. So after that, it was just a crazy mess. Everybody was, Shamarani Didi, and Shanti was there, and also this other lady, what was her name? Your other devotee that was serving you. Anita, yes. And we was trying to book the tickets, and it was crazy. And we didn't get a plane to go to Calcutta from Delhi till late at night was like 8:30 plane, and 95% of the people in the plane was Gurudev disciples from Mathura, from everywhere, all over the place. Some of them had to pay like a lot of money. I was one of the lucky ones. I was one of the first ones on the list because I already had a ticket actually to go to Jagannath Puri, but this was two days later. And then Gurudev left before that. But when you hear that your Gurudev left the planet, I just burst into tears. I couldn't control it. And still when I think about this moment, it breaks my heart. I miss him very dearly. Ever since Gurudev left, I feel like I'm drying out. I'm trying, but I feel like I'm not making much progress. So please forgive all my apparats, my offenses, and Hari Bo.
How about Madhu's mother? Madhu's mother.
Oh, yeah.
Very Krishna.
I mean, go up from.
Can you sit up higher? They can see.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya namo namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Nityanamane. First of all, I offer my humble obeisances to our senior most Vaishnavis here, headed by Siddhanti Maharaj, Didi and Didi, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis assembled here today. Offer my humble Dandavat pranams. Sometimes humble. Let's see, today is Gurudev's Tirabhav Mahotsava, as well as Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj's Avirbhav Mahotsava. I told Gaurapriya just now one story to help her hurting little finger. She has a little finger there, you can see it cut. I told her about how one time Srila Vamana Maharaj was working in the printing press. You know this story? I'm sure he told it better.
I didn't tell it today.
Okay. And so he had his finger broken and cut. Or really badly mangled. I don't know the whole story, so I'm telling it the best I can. And then, but Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur blessed him and his finger grew back. Oh, sorry. Param Gurudev blessed him and it grew back. So in the same way I was telling Gaurapriya that if she prays to Srila Vaman Maharaj, that maybe she also can have the same blessing. Except
true.
He was doing save at the time. So, sorry. But in all seriousness, so I was thinking about our beloved Srila Gurudev today, and how much I miss him, and how I've become like a withered plant. How they say like the lotus flower sits in the water, but without the water, and it's just the sun all day, it just will disappear. And I haven't been particularly a good devotee to invoke the mercy of Srila Gurudev, but he still gives it anyway, and it still comes. Just like the rain doesn't discriminate where it falls, so even though, I'm out there, it still falls upon me, and I still get to engage in his service. And as I was telling Arjuna today, I was like, no matter what, if I do service, I feel happy. I can't help it. It's no matter how bad Maya pulls one way, you come to the temple and you do service for Gurudev and for Prabhupada, for Radha Govindaji, then automatically your heart feels happy. And it's a different kind of happy. It's like, this world is full of pleasure, but not happiness really, not this inner happiness, not this happiness, this yayatma suprasiddhati. It's like when you please Gurudev, automatically you become pleased. One time actually Vijay asked this question to Gurudev, how do we know if we're pleasing you or not? And then Gurudev said, because you will feel happy. But it's a different kind of happiness, not the sense enjoyment happiness, that gratification. It's an inner happiness.
Content.
Yeah, it could be contentment. I just don't have a good vocabulary. So then, I was thinking more. I was like, oh, I just really wish I had Gurudev's mercy. But Gurudev's mercy is always coming through the Vaishnavas, through the service he gives. You just have to plug in. You're like me. I'm like a light bulb that's gone out. But if I get plugged into the proper power source, then I'll come back on. It's not very hard. It's very simple, actually. But there was one story I was thinking about earlier. It's not directly Gurudev, but it is, because it eventually led to him. So I'll tell it because I just thought of it. And there was this. I was in L.A. serving there at the Rose Temple, we called it. And whenever Gurudev comes, we remember how when like Gurudev's coming, and then all of a sudden all the devotees, the ones that you never see, everyone just comes out of the woodwork, and we're one big excited family. I kind of feel that here at the Radha Govinda Temple, especially today when everyone came. It was like that big excitement. Gurudev's coming, and then everyone comes, and it's like, oh, here, Prabhu. It's kind of like the cleaning of the Gundicha Temple, where everyone's like, yes, I can do, yes, I can do, yes, I can do, and everyone's just so happy. So Gurudev was coming to L.A. It's like, oh, our father's here. Let's do all kind of things. So we went on and had a big Harinam down the promenade in L.A. And we're in the Harinam, and I was.
You were what?
I was in the Harinam. Actually, I was holding books in the Harinam, and then I see this one man, older man, maybe in his 60s. And he was like, you could tell he was completely enamored by the Harinam. And I was like, whoa, easy target, because if they already have some attraction to the Harinam, it's very easy to give them a book at that point. If they're standing like this, it's a little harder. But you could see he was like. So I was like, oh, I walked up. I was like, hello, and I gave him a book, and I started talking, and I was like, this is Krishna consciousness. We do this chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And he's like, I know. I was like, oh, okay. He goes, years ago, anyway, then he took me aside and told me this story. This is the story I wanted to share today. Was years ago, he had joined in the 60s and 70s, and he had done a couple years, and he really wanted to be initiated by Srila Prabhupada. But somehow or another, Prabhupada left this world. And he then, Garanga? So somehow or another, he never got a chance to be initiated, and shortly after, he left the Krishna conscious movement. And, fell back into his karmas. And for years and years have passed, and he didn't think about Krishna, he didn't maintain vegetarianism, he didn't chant or anything. And then some tragedy happened to him, and I can't remember the tragedy. I think maybe his wife left this world, and he was so sad that he decided to just sit on the bus that day in LA and just let the bus take him wherever. So he was just sitting on the bus crying, and then he said, all of a sudden I thought, I should chant Hare Krishna. And he started chanting Hare Krishna on the bus. And he opened his eyes, and the bus at that moment pulled up to the promenade, and he saw all these devotees chanting with great excitement because Gurudev's coming, gotta look your best. And he just was stunned, whoa. So he just got off the bus, and he walked up to the Harinam, and then that's when I met him. So he's still in this whole stunned, I just chanted Hare Krishna for the first time in 40 years. And now here I am with a bunch of Hare Krishnas. And then I say, you should come tomorrow and meet my Gurudev. And he's like, oh, okay. And then guess what? He came the next day. And then he met Gurudev and got initiated. After 40 years. Yeah, Haribol! Jai Gurudev. It's his last desire was, when he was acting in Bhakti, was I really want to be initiated by Srila Prabhupada. And then for some reason, this bhakti, the seva vasana left for a moment, or got covered perhaps. And then he, but then 40 years later, as soon as he asked Krishna for help, as soon as he turned back to Krishna, woken right back up, and sure enough, he met devotees. He met a Mahabhagavat devotee and received Harinam initiation.
You know his name?
I think his name was Jai Krishna after that, or Jai Dev. I forget actually.
Must have been something like that. Jai.
Oh, you might remember because you were there. He was he was like black body, taller. He just started coming. He was doing some seva. Then I went because then Guru was very sick. So then I left and went to India. Gave up my service there at the Rose Temple and went to India. And then that was an experience that we all had to go through. But it was the last year. And we were all very sad that time. And Guru's health was declining. And then miraculously, I don't know what Siddhanti Maharaja did, but then Guru felt a lot better towards the end of Kartik. He even was able to come out. And I remember you were staying there with him. And he was able to speak to us with a very strong voice. I was very surprised.
I'll see you another week, and then
And then we're like, yeah, we'll make it one more year because Guru said, I'm going to leave on my brother's day. And that day passed, because that day was during Kartik. We were all very scared that night. Hardly anyone slept. We were just chanting and chanting, thinking, don't let it be, don't let it be. I remember everyone just knew it was going to happen, but we don't want it to happen. And then it didn't happen. We were like, we have another year. But Guru's very tricky. He's, you think Krishna's tricky, well, Radharani is more tricky. And Guru is serving under Nidradhika, Rupa. He's very tricky. So then, sure enough, a few weeks later, after we think his health is improved and he's in Puri, he decides to leave this morning. But the sun will rise. Do not worry. Srila Bharata Maharaj did say one day in class, he said, don't think that your Gurudeva has left. He's already arranging for your next association. Just like that man who left for 40 years. Well, Prabhupada didn't forget, and he made arrangements for him to chant that day and get on the bus and receive initiation. I'm going to stop. Haribol.
So we will continue tomorrow. If everybody would like to come early in the morning, maybe 10, 11. And then we'll have Harinam around 7. We'll go to Gainesville together and have big Harinam. Maybe somebody will come after 40 years. Like
This time will be after 50 years.
After 50 years, that's right.
There are so many more memories of Srila Gurudev and his glorification. We'll try to continue. Tomorrow is Harinam, but on 1st January is Ekadashi. So every evening we'll hear more and more pastimes, Srila Gurudev and some Guru Tattva. Every evening will be here, or be a house program?
There will be some house programs. Yeah.
So whatever it is, we will just glorify it.
Yes.
Srila Gurudev ki. Thank you.
So we're gonna hear you that slow Krishna.
That is why Swamiji used to tell me, request me, all these things. Now I am getting jobs. I can go according due to my old age. That time I used so high. I want to do, but this does not help you.
Thank you, Siddhanti Didi, for all these videos. Thank you everyone for coming.
I am also giving thanks everybody.
Om Gyan Timiran Hasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshu.
Tomorrow I am going. Again I will meet you in the 2019 in May. Hare Krishna. Very grateful all of you and thanks. You are attend my class, everything. Hare Krishna.
So Uma Didi is leaving tomorrow morning around 7:30. So if anyone would like to come and see her before she goes, please come. Give some donation to Didi. I know Didi doesn't like to say that, but I have to. Also. So Didi will be back in May. April, at the end of April, beginning of May, Uma Didi will be here. Maybe for a month, right, Uma Didi?
Quick announcement, Hare Krishna. So, being that it's Srila Gurudev's disappearance day, I wanted to highlight that request of Siddhanti Didi I have a lot of copies of my Gurudev's biography of Srila Gurudev, volume 1 and 2 of Srila Gurudev, the Supreme Treasure. And the books are just absolutely packed. In fact, nobody's read them. If somebody hasn't read them yet, they're jam-packed with such wonderful stories about Srila Gurudev and Tattva Siddhanta, weaved in so intricately and expertly by my Gurudev. So those are available if you would like some.
There's one prayer that Sripad Maharaj put in the second volume. It's all about Srila Gurudev as Raman Manjari, describing the color of her dress and the services that she does in the forest for Srimati Radhika and things like that. So in 1993, after I finished this painting, Maharaj was happy with me, and so he told me that prayer that he later put in the book. He told me that prayer then. I recorded it, and then I wrote it down by hand on Indian paper, which, melts. So then, that was 93. And then in 99, I had that paper with me in my hand in France, outside Gurudev's temple room on his Hari Katha festival. And I had it in my hand because I wanted to finally, after all these years, put it in my computer so it wouldn't melt. So talk about seeing people from far away. There was about 200 people in front of Gurudev, and I was way in the back holding this paper down in my hand, low, and how could anybody see it? And it wasn't even showing. So Gurudev called out to me, 200 people away, and he said, "What's in your hand?" Showing that this prayer he liked it.
So another request, please do not hang out by the dinner area. So just take some prasad, then Chala goes. Please take prasad and come tomorrow. There you go. Because there's some devotees need to take rest. Hare Krishna.